Okay, we're running live right now, so you guys are all going to be on video. If you don't, she's got the camera pointed away, run over that way. My name is Travis. I'm one of the owners of Fort Gates Ferry across the river. Okay. We're the ones that got the barge and the old boat, as you can see in the picture back here, that was built in 1789, and then in 1918 they changed it from a push boat, or from a sailboat to a push boat. And it's been pushing that 100-year-old barge across the river and bringing, most of you I assume have ridden it before, taking you guys back and forth. We don't make any money. At $10 a pop, by the time we fight the currents, get it over there, redo the barge, keep the boat maintenance up, we keep it alive for the historical factor and for the safety of the people. You know, you guys know as well as I do, you that live down here, if a fire breaks out up there, you guys got one way out. Either Fort Gates Ferry or the river. And I hope you guys can swim. You know, luckily, yeah, it's a mile across. And with the gators, you know, if you're like me, you're going to make a good snack for a gator. But the county has been saying when Irma hit, well, let me back up to 1968. Gladys hit in 1968. The county, 10 days later, had both sides back up and running. And that was done with Cheryl Brenner's, Tommy Brenner's daddy. Had it back up and running. So it's been running ever since. 275 years, 25 years older than our Constitution, the United States. This ferry has been operating. Now they say it started in the 1800s, but it wasn't. It was way before that. As a matter of fact, the two of the original Cypress barges are still in the water over there. I've contacted the state numerous times. They say the artifacts, let them rot, let the current carry them off. They're not going to preserve them. So it's a shame, you know, that we couldn't have that going. But the county, when in 2017, September 11th, you guys that were here, you know it was pretty nasty. The county should have had the landings done. Back up to the early 2000s, they condemned both of these landings, saying that they wouldn't take 20 tons. If you look at the sign back here, or go on the video later, you'll see the tonnage was 20 tons, then it dropped to 15, then it dropped to 7, and the average passenger car now is 4 tons. So that's our wonderful county doing their maintenance. And that's not a very big place. You that live on the water have docks that are bigger than this, and probably built better. But the county has come up with every excuse for the last 8 years on why they can't do it. They said it was going to take $4 million, $4 million to build the landings. I said, no, that's not $4 million. I've had a construction company for 30-something years. It's not $4 million sitting there. Oh, well, we're going to use the monies someplace else. What they were going to use the monies for is they wanted the pavilion, take this lady's property away from her till her attorneys got involved in it, said you can't do it. I have the paperwork. I have the blueprints. Governor Rick Scott said they went after a grant, and that's where the $4 million came in. And I said, no, we can get this done for 60 grand or less, 50 grand. We did. On the other side, it's done. It's ready to go. They didn't want to do that. So they come and say, well, you know, it's going to take the $4 million. No, we're not doing that. Every one of you guys, we would have been stuck for 20%. That means each one of us taxpayers are going to be stuck at $11,000 a piece. Oh, no. So I went and fought them on that. So we got it done, so now it's pennies for taxpayers. Now they're trying to do the same thing again. Governor Rick Scott sent the county a letter saying you cannot redo it in concrete. It has to stay historically correct. It has to be kept as a wooden landing. The county knew this. They paid, now this is not this group of county commissioners, except for Larry Harvey. If you guys are wondering why I'm busting Larry Harvey's chops, I'll let you know in a second. But they said, you know, they contacted Taylor Engineering in Jacksonville, Florida, and spent $250,000 on a drawing to make this a concrete landing and put a pavilion here, knowing they couldn't do that. They did it anyways. They don't care. Which you guys know, if you feel the way I do about government, if government had our best interests at heart, we'd all be multimillionaires.
So what you're saying is they were proposing something like they've done on the island already.
Oh, Drayton Island.
Yeah.
Correct. Now, that was a company.
For a reference, so everybody knows what you're talking about. Something similar to what went on over at the island.
Yeah. So Drayton Island, I'll give you a quick Reader's Digest of Drayton Island. Drayton Island, they hired a company out of St. Augustine called AWS. AWS come in and built the landing down at Drayton Island. First truck that pulled up on the F-250, the landing started falling over. They gave them another chunk of money to redo it. Same thing. They AWS wound up embezzling a bunch of money, which our last group of county commissioners, with the exception of Jeff Rawls and Paul Adamsack, said, make them prove. No, let's just give them the money. Now we're going to ban them for 3 years. Now they're allowed back here, which our county engineer, his wife owned a trucking company, and they were getting money. It's a big, messed up bunch of crap there. That's for another radio show, but the county, now they went ahead and did that, knowing that they couldn't redo the landing like that. It had to stay historically correct. So they were trying to get away with screwing us again. And that's when I went in and we got it done for 50-something thousand. Not 4 million, not 10,000 out of each one of our pockets. Then they come back and they put an ad in Palatka Daily saying, well, Fort Gates is going to be open in November. This is 2 or 3 years ago. I don't know how many of you guys remember that. But every time, and for 8 years solid, I've been going in there and saying, you know, and they started labeling me as a whiner. I don't care what you label it as. When I lose $1.6 million out of my pocket in my retirement fund, keeping the place open, yeah, I'm going to be a little pissed off. And they haven't seen pissed off yet. I'm just getting started. I played pacifist because so many people, you know, go in there, you're going to catch more flies with honey than you do crap. Bull crap. I've seen flies on crap. They don't care what they eat. I don't care anymore. This is my last shot at saving it, or I'm shutting it down. I've got grandkids that I have not been going to see because I've been taking care of this crap. My grandkids are scattered all over the place like you. Most of you probably don't even have grandkids, but anyways, the county said that they don't own this now. I just showed a few of you out there on the end of that landing, and this is like a meeting 2 weeks ago. This is considered a bridge, the Florida Black Bear Trail, one of the oldest trails in the United States here. And people come from all over the world. We have people from Europe. We have people all over come here and say, they say they don't own that, but yet I sent them a thing, and Florida Department of Transportation 6 months ago sent them a thing saying that they own this. In the last meeting, Ms. Wilkerson said to the, Commissioner Wilkerson said to their attorney, we don't own that other side, do we? He said, no, we don't. You know, even after they have the proof and you keep showing them more and more and more proof, they don't want to do it. They would rather spend money on a park up in Palatka that they spent hundreds of thousands of dollars, and they never even put a recirculating pump in there. Water all over the baseball fields, everywhere. That was a cluster F all over the place. But they keep dumping money, just like they keep wanting the roads and saying we don't have any money for roads, but yet for, what, 30 years we've had a gas tax that's supposed to dirt to pavement. But I don't care about any of that. What I care about is this section here and how you guys get out of here. I care about if there's a fire, how many of you am I looking at today? It's going to be dead tomorrow. You know, you're not going to get out. I've been a reporter for 42 years and a writer. And I have been to places and I've seen people burned up. It's not a pretty sight. I've seen people, when we go cover fires now, we help with the American Red Cross. You know, you get $500 and you get a motel room for a week. That's all you get. When you walk out of there, you have nothing. If one of you, I've had 5 heart attacks, a quadruple bypass, big nasty scar there. And I was right by where they could get. I live in Satsuma. They can get to me easily. If you guys have to, it's raining for a few days, how are you going to get an ambulance here to come in from there? It took the sheriff's department when you had an active shooter 4 hours to get back here. 4 stinking hours. How's it going to be if you could get a barge come over here in a few minutes and get you with an ambulance, or just bring an ambulance over. To me, the county commissioners has put you guys in a hazardous situation. You know what they said in a meeting, a workshop that I had before? Not this group, only one of them, Larry Harvey, was in that group. He's been there since I started coming in, so that's why I say his name. Plus, he called me out and asked me, what am I doing, a private citizen? And he wanted to know, this is what I'm doing, Commissioner Harvey. You can kiss his ass. Right here, I'm tired of you. Tired of you not doing your job. Last week, 2 weeks ago when I went in there, you know what the solution was? I went in 6 months ago, or 8 months ago, and I said, what are you guys doing? Well, one of the commissioners said, can we have 6 months? Give us 6 more months. We'll have it figured out. We're all new in office. Okay, I get that. Is that how long you need? I can give you longer before I go, take this to attorneys. They said, no, 6 months is fine. We're going to write the lady a letter because this property right here and this property were all one property at one time. Till the state come in and said, we need a road. The landing originally was at the end of that point over there, the road was. But when I talked to the forestry in the 30s, they said they couldn't get down that road, so they moved it over here where it's higher ground. Now, from what I understand, I don't know because I haven't gotten the paperwork yet, they gave property over here to make up for property here. I don't know that for fact, that's what I've been told. So, the county just thinks that you guys don't give a crap. I went in like a couple weeks ago and I said, okay, did you send the letter? No, we're going to send it out today. Okay, I gave you 6 months. Do you need more time? What do you want me to do? What are you guys doing? Commissioner Wilkinson told him, get an attorney. If I sue them, it's going to be for $130 million. I'm allowed by law 22.5% per month. I haven't sued them yet. How many of you here would have lost money for 8 years and not have sued the county? I venture to say probably not one of them. Especially when your grandkids, you got grandkids that need your help, you got kids that still need your help. All of my kids are doing pretty well. But the community, we collect 150,000 toys, or 50,000 toys for the kids every year. I don't make 1 red cent off of it. I wasn't born in this county. I chose to live here. I love this county. I haven't met anybody but a couple people maybe that I don't care for. But most of the people I've met here are real nice. We're all down-home folks. And for them to keep doing this, if I go and sue the county like they told me to do, you know what it's going to do? You, myself, we're going to be on the hook for the money. The county will file bankruptcy. This county will go bankrupt. We won't have the money.
So what's the action plan? What's the deliverables?
The only thing that I see is, like I said on my radio show last night, I'm not going to sue them. We're going to make them do their job. There's enough people. They don't think there's enough people around. We have to get people at the meetings like we did when the firefighters hadn't gotten raises in 19 years and weren't getting paid what they were supposed to.
Do you have a meeting agenda scheduled?
The 10th of March at the county building at 9 a.m. They have a meeting. Yes, ma'am.
You said that the county said they don't own this particular piece of land, but I checked on the property records, and yes, they do. So what happens if we raise private funds, say the $60,000 it takes to do this, and start working on it?
Well, I asked him about that. I said, why don't you just give Captain Dale and myself just this little piece of property? I'll sign a thing that we won't sell it for 100 years. I'm not going to be alive in 100 years, but at least it will preserve it for the next 100 years. We will take and raise, I'll do cookouts. I've got 18.4 million people that read my
We
newspaper.
can get the money. We can get the private
But
money.
yeah, that's right. We can raise the
We
money.
can raise the money.
But
That's
they
not
go,
a problem.
well, let's talk about privatizing it. It's already privatized. We got the other side not to be a bridge now. So we're not under the regulation and stuff. You know what it took to get it from being not a bridge to be a landing that the residents can take care of? Moving one board off the end of it.
So
That's all it took was a stage.
the approach then should be, instead of you as a singular, as a for-profit, that we should point out the historic, which I'm sure you already have, and the safety, which they know about. We shouldn't have to say it, but we can say it again. But I'm like everybody else. I mean,
I asked them to put barricades up here. I asked them if they could just give me a couple barricades, and I would bring them over here and put them in here. I talked to a tow truck driver. He's pulled 4 or 5 people out of the river here.
that's Sherry. She knows about every one of them.
Yeah. So, I mean, and the kids are out here at night. You know, they're kids. They're drinking. I don't care about that. Hell, I was that age at one time. I don't remember it, but I'm sure I was. They were down here building fires on top of the landing because nobody's using it. You know, the wheel out there, as I told a handful of you, that wheel that turns and lifts that ramp up was built in the late 1700s. That's a historical artifact. Look at what kind of condition the county has left that in. This is the only group of county commissioners that has said they do not own this piece, section of land. And this lady's going to be here on March 1st to talk to us about, and I don't want it signed over to me. I want it signed over to us. All the people that this belongs to. Fort Gates Ferry.
Well, I'm just saying, take that off the table for them so they don't have any excuses. Apparently, your buddy Wilkerson has a little pain with not owning that side. You making a buck? I mean, who gives a shit?
She said they own the other side, but they don't own this side. But yet, that bridge number out there shows that Putnam County owns it. It shows that Putnam County and Department of Forestry, this is Putnam County Road. They should be owning it.
They're still arguing over that too.
Again, the property appraisal records show that this is owned by the county, and if it should be, the ownership should transfer, probably can transfer to the Forest Service, the National Forest Service, and we can get, I volunteer with the Forest Service, and we can get grants and things to fix it, or we can get private money to grants to fix it. So, I think that the real problem is not spending the money. I think that the commissioners are influenced by people who live on the other side that have that private air park and do not want the traffic through. That's what it is. And they have mega money. So all this is just grasping for straws and keeping us off.
I agree with you. There's a reason why they, for 8 years, they haven't done their job. Why for 200 and something years have they kept it open? Within the last 8 years, somebody's doing something. I haven't figured it out yet.
So if you raise private funds, will they stop you from fixing this? I mean, if you get enough...
We can't touch it. We can't touch it. I almost went to jail because during a meeting with our last group of people, county commissioners, there was a veteran that was in a workshop meeting there. And his house, the county had foreclosed on it. And he asked him if he could stay there till Thanksgiving. And they said, no, we condemned it. They condemned it because of the porch that was on it. I showed up with a group of guys there a week before Thanksgiving to go ahead and do the porch. The county came out and stopped me and told me that I wasn't allowed to do it. We have veterans from Crescent City that volunteered. They drove all the way up to Melrose to fix this man's property. Or Interlochen, not Melrose. We went up there, and they showed up, the county guys did, and said, you're not allowed to do that. It's county property. You got to stay off of it. You can't do nothing. He asked him if he could stay in there. His wife had died, and that was his and her house, but it was in her name. And he couldn't get paperwork done through probate, and it was a big mess. All he wanted to do was stay in there for one Thanksgiving. She had died 6 months earlier. He wanted to stay in there, and he was going to leave the day after Thanksgiving. The day before Thanksgiving, the sheriff's department shows up, tells him, get the hell out. We don't care. Move. We'll put your stuff out. They put his stuff right out by the curb. We had to find him a place in minutes. And that, you know, when
But they don't say that they own this. So
they said they don't own it, but one of them said, oh, we might own it. He said this in the county meeting. He was supposed to be here today. He told us he was going to be there. I'm going to let Ms. Copeland speak in a second. But he...
So if we got the funds together, we couldn't do anything.
Nope.
So sounds like they're playing.
They told me, if you wanted to do it, you could go ahead and do it. but you're doing it at your own risk. And I said, well, what if it's the county? Well, see, that brings in another thing. Then we could turn around and sue you, or somebody got hurt. They shut me down on my own road. They've been targeting me for years. I live on Yancey Circle in Satsuma. It's a dirt road, 60 residents. I take my Kubota tractor, I go out there, I grade it, I keep my roads nice, right? Because I've replaced my front end on a little Honda Fit, and my son drives this little Miata, I call it a Matchbox, this far off the ground. And I said, all I'm doing is grading it. I bought chains, I bought the little brakes and everything. I had one of the best looking roads around the circle for a mile. Every week I go out there. They told me they were going to sue me if I did it one more time. And unless I got the road turned into the residents. Then they said, well, why don't we do an MSVU and let you and the residents pay for the road? And I said, why don't you do your job and the gas tax that you've been getting for 20-something years, that penny gas tax, that rent over for another 20 years now, why don't you take that money and fix my road? I shouldn't have to keep paying and paying and paying.
Travis, we're going to have to go up higher. Brenda's got something to tell
Yeah, no, this is Miss Copeland, this is her husband. They've been working with me on trying to get this part with the forestry road here done. The other side is paved all the way, except for here to you guys right there. That's all it's not paved. You know why they won't pave it? The Department of Forestry owns it from there. Go figure, they're not going to pave 15 or 30 feet. And they stopped it. The boat ramp, they were supposed to fix it, never did. And one last thing here. My office over there, when they built the road in, I told them, what are you guys doing? You're 8 inches higher than my office. When it rains, it's going to flood. You got it all tapered and pouring into my office. No, it won't. No, it won't. This is their engineer telling me that. First rainstorm, this deep in there, refrigerator got fried. The freezer that we use for the ice, the refrigerators for the fishing worms, for people that bring their kids over there and go fishing. 6 years now. I've been asking them, what are you guys gonna do to fix the problem? Well, Mr. Roberts, we got a good solution here. It's a 20 by 20. They want to take the concrete slab and jack the whole thing up and raise the concrete slab up off the ground 4.5 feet, and then rebuild the building on top of it for $250,000 freaking dollars. Taxpayer money coming out of Putnam County. I hope you county commissioners listen to this, because you dumbasses. $250,000. When Mr. Bird at Bird Sheds up there has got a building setting up there, 20 by 20, that we can get for $15,000. And I told him, you guys pay for the building. We will do the inside of the building. I'll hang the drywall. I'll pay for it out of my own pocket. I'll do the electrical. I'll do the permitting. I'll do everything. You won't have to do anything. Mr. Bird will set that up on blocks. Now, I think our way is a lot better. You know, we're just going to jack the thing up. And we'll get all the concrete up. I've met a lot of dumbasses in my life. I don't know if they're dumbasses or they just don't care. Because when you're spending somebody else's money, it's a lot easier to screw people than it is to screw yourself. You know, and I told them, and I'm not going to apologize for what I said. I don't have any filters. But when I went to walk out of the meeting last time, and she said, you need to get an attorney then. That's suing my friends. That's suing people that I know are going to meet. It's going to sue the people of this county. So when I walked out, she said something, and if you listen in the video, you'll hear me say, you know what the problem is here? Honeybees don't try to convince flies that honey tastes better than shit, do they? But you guys sure do. And then she started banging her gavel like that and going crazy. You guys were there. And I said, your parents must be so proud of you. Finally, something you can do behind that desk besides put on makeup. You know, you guys call them a misogynist or whatever, but you pissed the wrong person off.
Well, Ms. Copeland,
Well,
you got something
yeah.
on?
Yeah.
We obviously have a lot of things to overcome, I think, by what Travis has told us. But Commissioner Palliser, who was going to be here today, and I'm very disappointed that he did not come because he promised both of us he would be here. He has been very helpful. He's introduced me to Gina Sims, who is Congressman Fine's right arm here in Putnam County. She's a local, born and raised in this area, very familiar with the ferry issues, and very cooperative. At the federal level, she's trying to figure out what they can do because it's a state issue. With regards to that, she has connected me with Congressman Judson Sapp, who has personally responded to me and said he wants to get the ferry open. He's in session right now, or he would have tried to come this weekend. But he's going to connect me with his staff for a phone conversation with regards to what we're dealing with. She has also sent me paperwork to complete a little dialogue about kind of a history of the things that are going on, to the best of my knowledge, because there's an awful lot of convoluted information involved with this through the years. And I completed that. She received it yesterday, acknowledged it. It is being approached from a public safety standpoint with regards to us having an evacuation route, and with regards to timely and reliable medical and fire emergency services when we need it. Richard, I did put in your situation with regards to Thanksgiving when you had your problem with 911. And she said that even more emphasizes the need to address this from a public safety issue. And she is submitting it to their client services director, Cindy is her name, and she's doing that on Monday. So we're making progress with people who matter. Senator Leak, I also contacted him, and Gina told me if I did not hear from him by next week to let her know, because Congressman Fine has him on speed dial. So these are the people I think are going to be instrumental in helping us get something done. Travis has been fighting it for 8 years. It's ridiculous how long he's had to do this. We cannot accomplish anything without numbers of people involved. So if you're able to go to the commission meeting on the 10th, I think that's going to make a significant impression. There is another gentleman, Flo, what is his name? Flo, somebody is running for Commissioner Harvey's spot.
Joseph Lawrence.
Joseph Lawrence. I think he and Commissioner Pellis are on the same wavelength with regards to getting the ferry back open again. If we can get it back open, then the state will probably come in and take care of the road issues. And that's what we have to get done, because we can no longer accept their excuses of why 911 cannot get to us, why we have to travel 14 miles a day just to get our mail. It's just not right for the number of taxes that we pay in this area. And unless we make our voices heard, and I know if you're like us, we're just a lot of people who don't like controversy. We'd rather go about our lives, take care of our properties, do the right things. But whenever you're constantly barraged with people who are taking advantage of you, it's time you have to step forward, and hopefully in a logical and rational way, up until you don't feel that way anymore. So I just wanted to let everybody know that we are making progress. Hopefully next week I'll get more information from Congressman Sapp's office at the state level, and then perhaps Senator Leak. But this is a 275-year-old historical treasure that should not be allowed to deteriorate and not be used for the purpose it was established.
Plus, they have to fix the road once it's open.
And the road would have to be fixed, because Putnam County now has a real push for improving tourism to Putnam County. I have a relationship with Kimberly Wilson at the Chamber. I sent her an invitation to the meeting today, and it has to go through protocol for them to be participants, but she is very well aware of what we're doing. She's very much wants to get the information and pursue it with us. But I said this is an advantage. We've also tried to contact the Cabela Corporation, excuse me, with Bassmasters, because once their project, and this apparently is a huge project over in Palatka. If you haven't seen it on YouTube, it's the size of the 4 Disney parks in Orlando combined. It's huge. So they have a lot of plans for the future, and we try to make contact with their marketing department to say that can be part of your marketing, to have people come and take the historical Fort Gates Ferry over to our project. So, you know, there are a lot of reasons why it needs to be back up and running again and in very well maintained condition. So, you know, any help that anybody wants to give, be my guest. I'm very happy to do. I really enjoy communicating with the people who care, and that's kind of where we are right now. But I will let everybody know as much as I can as I get information back from Judson Sapp and hopefully Senator Leak. But I think they are going to have to get involved and get involved with our county commission to make anything happen.
Quick question.
Yes.
Has anybody done any kind of studies as far as traffic impacts if and when this opens up?
Well, I don't know that any specific, that would be a DOT project, and until they get, I think it was.
The last one was done in 2016 for the 2017 permit when they were trying to do the 400,000. They were trying to change it from cement or from wood to cement. I have all the studies at the house. I do have all the studies.
I've talked to Mr. Lou. He's the main guy up at FDOT, and Mr. Lou and him said, you know, it gets into a sticky situation when part of this is federal, it's national forest, some of it is state forest, and when you get two government-bodied entities butting heads on who's going to do this, so they came up with a budget of $150,000 a year, which isn't going to do squat for all these roads through here. They will take and do grants for these roads. If the state will turn over their parts, the county will help out. It's going to take a lot to get it done, but it can get done. The main thing everybody needs to do, though, show up for these meetings, voice your opinions. You know, that's what's going to change it. No, it's not going to hurt me if tomorrow Fort Gates is shut down. It's not going to hurt me. They're not getting my boat. There's two of those boats alive in the world. One of them is in the Smithsonian, and I own the other one. And they're not getting it. That barge is 100 years old. They can bring in another barge and another boat. It's not going to hurt me. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to say, finally, this damn mess is over. I live over on the other side in Satsuma. I'm going to go out here and fish these waters that I haven't fished in 8 years with my boat that's been sitting over there for 10. It doesn't hurt me, you guys. I'm doing this for you guys. For me, I'm not going to make any more money. I'm still going to have the headaches of trying to keep a 100-something-year-old boat running and a 100-something-year-old barge floating and trying to get you guys back and forth across the river. Captain Dale is.
Yeah, I think for the condition of the road, it's worth, you know, what we have to do. And Becky and I were talking yesterday about what we could do as far as our areas down there. We could just put up a historic Fort Gates community sign or something just to recognize that it's a dead end and you know, you come back here and this kind of stuff. But there are a lot of things that we could do.
If you guys want to say something, county commissioners are listening to this, and your government officials. There's people in Tallahassee right now. I've let them know. I have been working and gone to Tallahassee. I have been talking to the historical society that took this thing over, and they're supposed to be monitoring it. As soon as they heard what was going on, I met with them the other day. As soon as they heard what was going on, there was none of them happy, because it makes that group of people that was set up in 1939, it makes them look like they're not doing their job. They turned it over to the county to maintain, and the county hasn't been doing it. If you don't think they're pissed off, oh boy, they are pissed off. You guys show up for the meeting. You guys want to say something like this gentleman here? Introduce yourselves before you leave and get to know each other. Because I'm gonna go home. I don't drink beer, but I'm gonna go probably tank another Mountain Dew down and get ready to burn them on Monday.
You're having a meeting on the 28th on the west side.
On the 28th, there's a lot of people over there now. There's a hideaway bar. There's 250 bikers showing up over there next week.
What about the commission meetings?
The 10th of March.
On the 10th of March.
The 10th of March?
They are.
Get the bikers to drive in there.
Oh,
Inside.
they are.
They are. They're coming, and the Jeep Club, he said, is coming.
When is this?
On the
March
10th.
10th.
Would you mention something on the first? Also about.
Do you want to be on video?
The lady that owns this property is
Oh,
going to
she'll be here.
She's going to be at the meeting on the 10th, right? I understand she's gonna be at that meeting
She wants to say
too.
something. Wants to go.
So,
What I want to complain about besides the ferry is the county. Everybody has a story, I think, or at least a lot of you have a story. My latest story is a little over a month ago, I'm going to breakfast down the road, and I drive up on I couldn't believe it. There's a naked girl sitting in the road, howling at the sun. I stopped and I couldn't get her attention. She was totally ignoring me. Well, I called the cops immediately. It took them an hour and 45 minutes before they showed up. And I said, what the hell took so long? He said, you're not where you're supposed to be. I said, I didn't know I was supposed to be anywhere. He said, you're supposed to be. I was told you're on 41. I said, well, I've never heard of a 41 out there. Anyway, it turns out the poor girl, she was like a regular person. Odd Todd, everybody knows Todd. The next day, she came looking for me. And Todd saw her at the intersection.
she had clothes on that day.
Yeah. It turns out she was a regular person that had taken the wrong turn up at where the rainbow people hang out. And she went back and she kept going and kept going. She went like 6 or 7 miles back there and she got stuck. She wasn't stuck in the sand, she was stuck in the palm fronds. So she spent that night or on the next day. She spent a day and a half and 2 nights out there lost, and a hunter found her and showed her how to get to the road, and that's when I found her. But
She
Todd,
wasn't a regular person, Bruce.
was that a regular naked person?
She wasn't a regular person. She was
She
a
had a
naked
nervous
person.
breakdown is what it boiled down
We
to.
saw her.
She had a nervous breakdown,
She
and
was
Todd said
mentally
she
affected.
came back the next day looking for her car. It was in the middle of nowhere. Todd got her out. It took him 2.5 hours to find the car and another 2 hours to get her out, which was really nice of Todd. Her mother was with her. And she was, I'm telling you, she was a regular person. I could tell by her nails and her jewelry, she was a regular girl. She wasn't no damn rainbow person.
Did anybody else have anything to say? Or?
I got Miss Sherry.
Yeah, Sherry.
Okay. Miss Sherry, go ahead.
Sherry wants to say something.
Go ahead, Sherry.
If y'all don't mind, for the record, the lady that owns the properties on either side of this would like for the county to do the research, realize that they own it, and leave her out of it. That's all I wanted to say.
Okay.
She's saying that she owns it.
No, she doesn't.
Yeah, she doesn't know it. Yeah.
Has not owned it since she's owned this property. The county has always had control over this ground.
We're working on the big guns.
Anybody else got anything to say? I mean,
I'm just curious about something. I understand that this is Putnam County. Where does Marion County
2 miles in from 19 they own.
Okay.
They have 2
Okay.
miles.
Marion County used to do the roads with, I think it was Orange Construction. They used to maintain the roads. And they only did till the Putnam County line where it curves in.
Gotcha.
And then it's changed over.
this
so.
gentleman just asked me a question about the barge. At the county meeting, they said that we don't have a barge. Our captain died. One of our partners died, Richard Hackett. Everybody knew him as Dick. He died a couple years ago. I've been going in there. Our contract ran out. We have 2 contracts. One with the county. You got something to say? We have a contract with the county. We have a contract with the state. Our contract with the state is till 2044. The county, the guy said in there, you don't have the barge done. But for you guys that follow the Putnam Way, that barge has been done for a few years now. You can see it's floating over there. It has been ready. So there is a barge, there is a boat. We do have a captain. I'm not a captain. Dale's the captain. You don't want me driving this boat and coming and picking you guys up. I can tell you that right now. I'll be hitting everything, and I don't even drink. But the main thing you guys need to do is, like I said before, just show up. Show up at the county meeting and let them know your concerns.
10th of March.
Yeah,
The 10th of March. Let them know your concerns about the road, about the landing. If you get the landing done, what's going to happen if we just say, oh, that the Fort Gate, the road, and just keep it about the road, they're not going to give a crap because they're going to come out and they're going to do, FDOT is going to do, they're going to put their little rubber things across the road. You guys are going to drive and they're going to say, there's not enough traffic that goes through here. If the ferry is open and you got people coming over, going to Salt Springs, going to Odd Todd's, and I'll throw a plug in for you, Todd. You got some damn good burritos. They blow me up and I'm farting like a madman, but Odd Todd's a place to go to get gas. He knows I'm joking with him. He's one of my friends, but you guys just show up at the meetings and voice your opinion. That's what it's about. That's why our forefathers did what they did and set things up. So thank you guys for coming out.
Anybody else?
If you want to say something, Angie's right here with the thing. Miss Copley. Miss Copley.
Anybody else?
Why don't you tell the county commissioners and the state people about your tires? 'Cause we had talked about that, and the lady that works for you.
Well, we've had 4 tire brake bursts or whatever that are unrepairable at $450 a piece to replace. So, and I know that I have a lady that works with me who's had several that have been flat, and I know Bruce has had some. So we're not the only ones. A lot of people have had problems with it's the flint in the inferior product that they chose to put down as the base on the road. And it's just like sharp things that get into the tires and blow them up. So that's the problem we have with that.
Anybody else?
Commissioner Palliser knows about that. Told me too.
Anybody else?
Did you want to say anything? Okay,
Yes,
we're good. All right, close out.
Okay. Guys, I want to thank you guys for watching. You know, there's power in the people. And if you guys come out and vote, even though you're not here and this is not part of you, these are your neighbors, these are your friends, these are your fellow Americans. These are people that if something happens, people all come together and then we become as one unit. When you've got a handful of people that refuse to do their job that they were paid to do, and they've made the comment, you know, we didn't ask for this. One of them made the comment to me, I didn't ask for this. Yes, you did. Not only did you ask for it, you campaigned for it. You took money out of your own pocket. We're not asking you to do anything but the right thing. That's all we're asking. So, you know, I don't want to be at odds with you guys from the county commissioners. I know that most of you weren't there. Mr. Harvey, I don't want to be at odds with you. But you're not going to sit there and lie about me. You're not going to sit there and you guys aren't going to keep screwing us. And it's not just me. Like I said, if I walk away, nothing happens. But these people get screwed. That's why I'm in it. I care more about it than what it seems that you guys care. So why don't you guys do the right thing and look at your constituents. And thank you guys for watching. Thank you for coming out, sir.
Take care.
And talking. We'll see you guys on Monday night between 7 and 8, IITW Radio or the Putnam Way. Catch us on YouTube, Spotify. I don't know what all the damn things are, but you can catch us somewhere. And please share this video and get the awareness out there. Next weekend, we have a meeting on the other side at Fort Gates on the east side at 1 p.m., not 1 a.m. I'll be sleeping. But at 1 p.m. And then March 10th, please make sure you show up at the county meeting. If thousands of us show up, they have no choice but to do the will of the people. It is our constitutional right and our First Amendment right to petition our government. Please exercise your rights under the Constitution. Thank you, guys. Goodbye.